Oh, mic is not okay. Hello, everybody. So, can you hear me?
Yeah, sir. Can hear now.
Right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening to everybody. So, extremely sorry for not being able to conduct the we planned the other day. So, I had the urgent meeting, and so I had to turn down the request. Right. Anyway, so we have two topics left. So now I'm planning to conduct a session to cover one of the topics, and one more be left. So we will discuss what we can do it. Right, and continuous assessment. So you have to do continuous assessment. So we will discuss how can we do continuous assessment after the session. Right. So I am sharing my screen. Is it visible?
Yeah, sir.
Visible, no? Right. I have uploaded the lecture material to LMS, so you can download it. So, ladies and gentlemen, today I am going to discuss one of the important secondary function of human resource management. It is about employee performance evaluation. So we discussed that there are several functions of human resource management. If you want to establish good human resource management system within any organization, you have to perform those so-called functions. So out of those 18 functions, 7 functions are basic functions, and we have discussed almost all the functions except 2. And upon the completion of primary functions, we can start the discussions on secondary functions. There are 11 secondary functions. It is not that all those functions are performed by all the organization. No, only some of popular important functions. One such function is employee performance evaluation. Employee performance evaluation. So I'm going to discuss about employee performance evaluation as it is very important for organization. I'm sure that the place where you are working. So on the one hand, you will be evaluated by your superiors, your employer. On the other hand, you have to evaluate the level of performance of your subordinate, your peers, etc. So this may be very important for any employee, any student in management. So there are a couple of learning outcomes of this particular session. First of all, you should understand the meaning of performance evaluation. You have to have at least one definition. So there are two purposes of performance evaluation. So once you understand those purposes, two types of purposes. Once you understand, you can understand how important the performance evaluation is. It is a process. There are several steps to be followed. So if you want to do performance evaluation, so if you want to establish good performance evaluation system within any organization, you have to follow the process. So there are 10 steps of the process. I'm going to share all the steps with you today. So you may not have hands-on experience on performance evaluating. So I'm sure that if you follow the process, you can do a good job. In order to evaluate performance, you have to have a criteria. Criteria are the factors on which evaluations are made. We will discuss these things. All the factors can be broken down to two categories: objective criteria and subjective criteria. So you should be able to differentiate objective criteria from the subjective criteria. We discuss. So understand P standard. P standards are rating scales. Without rating scales, without performance unit standard, you will not be able to say anything with regard to the level of performance. Whether performance are excellent, good, average, poor, very poor, you can't say anything. You have to have standard. We will try to establish standard. Describe some commonly used method of performance evaluation. There are many methods of performance evaluation. There are old method, new method, widely used method, popular method. We will discuss some of the commonly used method of performance evaluation. So when it comes to evaluations, there will be problems associated with the evaluator. Evaluator does not evaluate. So properly, professionally, efficiently, effective, successfully, so we'll not be able to use that evaluation. So there are some problems associated with the evaluator. Evaluator may be biased. So we are going to talk about biases of evaluators in performance evaluation or problems associated with the evaluator, not the employee, but the one who is going to evaluate. Right. So these are the things that we are supposed to learn. It's quite big session, but I won't complete it within the time given. Right. So I want to get a feedback. So do you hear what I say? Am I audible? Am I
Yes, sir.
audible? Right.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So I am sharing my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Visible, sir.
Right. Okay. Then we will start. Right. First thing you have to understand. First thing. So your human resource management may not be your cup of tea. Right. So you may be specializing in finance or accounting or whatever. So you have to involve in performance evaluation. So I am sure that if your organization is performing performance evaluation, so your organization will evaluate how well you are doing. So you will be evaluated by your superiors. On the other hand, you have to evaluate the performance of your subordinates, your colleagues, etc. So that this is very, very important for any employee, any manager. Right. First thing you have to understand the meaning of performance. So we are going to evaluate, right? What is performance? What is performance? In Sinhala, we call it Karepala, Karesadhani. What is performance? Can anybody answer? What is performance? We are going to evaluate. Yes, performance is simple. I'm sure that you know the answer. What is performance? Before I explain,
How
can you?
employees carry out their day-to-day works efficiently.
Okay, that is the idea. Yes, that is the idea. So performance is the extent or perform the degree to which employees are doing their job, carry out various activities, carry out tasks, duties, and responsibilities. So that is the extent to which employees are doing their job. To what extent Mr. A is doing his job, that is his performance. To what extent you do your job, it is your performance. To what extent I do so my job, that is my performance. So that is the extent or that is the degree to which employees are doing their job. Understand? Very simple, right? So that is the extent or that is the degree, however they are doing their job, right? So what is performance evaluation there? What is performance evaluation? So performance evaluation means it's all about measuring how well employees are doing their job, how well employees are doing their job, to what extent they are doing their job, right? So performance evaluation is all about evaluating how well employees are doing their job, to what extent they are doing their job, what degree they are doing their job. So it is a personal activity. It is a human resource management act, personal activity by means of which the enterprise determine how well employees are doing their job. Right? So it is a personal activity, not personal activity, but personal activity. Personal activity by means of which the enterprise determines, organization, employer determines the extent to which employee is performing the job effectively. So that is how we define the term, right? So there is one more broad term called performance management. Performance management is somewhat different from performance evaluation. Performance evaluation is just one activity coming under performance management. What is performance management? So some use interchangeably. So these two words, performance evaluation also has same as performance management. For management evaluation, however, there is a slight difference. Right, performance management means all about identifying performance, then measuring performance, then developing performance and influencing performance. Right, broadly speaking, so Performance management is identifying performance, then measuring performance. Measuring means evaluating performance, then developing performance and influencing performance for a particular period of time. That period of time may be so 1 year, so it may be so a quarter, it may be a month, it may be a so 2 weeks time, it may be a week, it may be a day, or sometime an hour, right? So we will discuss these things later, right? So performance evaluation is defined as a systematic process. It is a systematic means intentional process, systematic process, right, of identifying performance, measuring performance, influencing performance, developing the performance of the employees in the organization in relation to set of norms and standard. There should have some set of norms and standard to evaluate performance. So for evaluate for a particular period of time in order to achieve various purposes. There are many purposes of performance evaluation, right? Simply, you can say that performance evaluation is the extent to which performance evaluation is all about measuring how well employees are doing their job. It is measuring the extent to which employees are doing their job. It is measuring so the degree to which employees are doing their job. Broadly speaking, it is defined as a systematic process of identifying, measuring, influencing, and developing job performance, right? In the organization, in relation to some set of norms and standard for a particular period of time to achieve various purposes of performance evaluation. Performance evaluation means in order to achieve some purposes. Right? Without a purpose, no performance evaluation is made. Do not do performance evaluation for the sake of doing. Do not do performance evaluation because other organizations are doing. Do not do performance evaluation because funds have been allocated. Do not do performance because we have been evaluating performance in the past. Do not do performance evaluation as a fashion. There should have reason. There should have purpose, right? So what is the purpose? You are doing performance evaluation not to achieve your own purpose. It cannot be someone else's purpose. You can't copy the purpose of the others. Right. There are two purposes of performance evaluation. There are two purposes, right? Two categories of purposes. One is administrative purpose. The other one is development purpose. You can use performance evaluation for two purposes, right? One is management purpose. The other one is development purpose. So management purpose can be broken down again into two: administrative purpose and development purpose. You can use performance evaluation for administrative purpose. You can use performance evaluation for development purpose, then information purpose. So that broadly speaking, there are three purposes of performance evaluation: administrative purpose, development purpose, and information purpose. Right. So tell me one example of administrative purpose. You can use performance evaluation for administration of human resources, people, workforce. Can you tell me one administrative purpose of performance evaluation? One administrative purpose? There are many, many purposes. There are many administrative purposes. Can you tell me one administrative purpose of performance evaluation? Yes? Anybody? Don't you do performance in the organization where you are working? Don't you have performance evaluation in your organization? What are the administrative purposes of performance evaluation? There are many. Students understand one is reward management. In order to do reward management, performance evaluation is important. Under reward management, so you have to decide. You have to decide. So whether salary increments are given. Who should be given salary increments? Whether salary increments are given or not. Who should be given salary increments? And what is the size of the salary increments? So normally salary increments are given in many private sector organizations based on performance. Those who perform well are given salary increments. At how much is it paid? So depends on the level of performance. Those who perform extremely well will be given salary increments. Right. So you can use performance evaluation for rewards management. Not decide whether increments are given. Whether increments are given based on performance. right? So what is size of the increment? So you can use it. Then you can use performance evaluation for human resource planning. In human resource planning, you have to engage in succession planning. Succession planning is all about deciding or determining who will replace whom in the event a vacancy occurs. Right. So in order to decide to determine the successor, so you have to use performance evaluation information. Those who perform extremely well deserve promotions, right? So you can use performance evaluation in order to perform selection function. In order to, in order to decide whether particular selection method is valid or not. So you can use performance evaluation. Then you can use performance evaluation for disciplinary administration, right? When employees violate important rules, you have to take disciplinary actions. So you have to punish them. So when you are going to decide the severity of punishment, you consider level of performance. Those who perform extremely well will not be given so severe punishment for minor matters, minor offenses. So if the offense is so severe, you can't think whether performance is good or bad, appropriate or not. Right. So human power plant, reverse manager, manager on promotions. Those who perform well will deserve promotions. Administrative transfers. So you can use performance evaluation for transfer purpose. So one will not be able to do the present job, but he will be able to do another job better. So why do you transfer? Disciplinary administration, selection, hiring. When employees are hired for new position, particular position, they are not made permanent, really permanent, so until he completes the time under observation. That particular time is considered as called as probationary period. Probation period may vary from 3 months to 1 year or 2 years. So at the end of the period, you have to take a decision whether employee is made real permanent, confirm the position, whether he's given another point in time, so whether he's expelled or fired. Right. So those decisions are taken based on level of performance. Manager labor manager relations. So if you perform performance evaluation properly, professionally, efficiently, successfully, transparent manner, so it promotes good relations between labor and management. Otherwise, it will damage, impair the good relations. Those are the administrative purposes of performance evaluation. Right? There are development purposes of performance evaluation too. For example, training. So can anybody relate training with performance evaluation? Can anybody relate? Yes. There are many development purposes of performance evaluation. So we are talking about purpose. So you can understand how important it is, performance evaluation. There are several development purposes. Training. How do you link performance evaluation with training? Yes. What is the connectivity? Any idea? You can relate performance evaluation with training and development. How? How do you relate? Anybody? Your sense are running out. Yes.
So after training, we can give some feedback letter, feedback form to employees.
After the training. After the training or after the performance evaluation.
Yeah,
That's a meaning. Huh?
yeah, performance evaluation.
Okay, understand. There's a meaning what you say. Understand. So training and development is one of the important function of HRM. But we should not train people for the sake of doing. We should not train our people because other organizers are doing. We do not train because funds have been allocated. We do not train because we have been training people in the past. I do not do training also for the sake of doing. There should have genuine reason for training. Genuine reason for training. What is the genuine reason? What is the training requirement? So the need identification is a must. Need identification is a must. Training need identification. So in order to identify training needs, there are many ways. There are many ways we can identify real training needs of employees. Among them, one is performance evaluation. If you can conduct a performance evaluation, you can really identify the real training needs of employees. Who needs training? What type of training is needed? So you can use it. So another purpose is to measure the success of a training program. I wonder whether that what you said was related to this success of training program. So to measure the success of training program, you can use performance evaluation. Can you tell me how we can use performance evaluation in order to measure the level of a success of a training program? Hmm? Can you tell me how can you use performance evaluation to measure the level of the success of a training program? Once you conduct a training and development program, you have to evaluate the level of the success program because you have to justify the money spent on training and development. Your boss, your employer is concerned about the outcome of a training program. He wants to know whether training program is a success or failure. So in order to understand the level of the success training program, you can use performance reviews. How? How? Yes. Can you relate performance evaluation with measuring the level of success of training program? Yes. That is general understanding, not real HR. By evaluating level of performance, you can evaluate the level of a successful training program. So my question is how? How can you measure the level of successful training program? Yes. Any idea? Suppose that you were asked to conduct a training program for your sales representative to increase sales volume. So now you have performed it. You have given a training program for your sales representatives. Now your boss asks you to measure the level of the success of the training program. How do you measure the level of the success of the training program? Even before you implement that particular program, your boss asks you to measure the level of the success of the training program because you have to justify the money spent on training. Tell me, how are you going to measure the level of success? What can you do? Yes? So, understand there are several ways. One of the ways is evaluating level of performance. If you have evaluated the performance before the training program, and if you can evaluate the level of the program, if you can evaluate the level of performance of trainees after the program, then you can compare what is the performance of trained employee before the training and what is the level of performance of trainees after the training. So you can compare. If the performance has increased, so it indicates that the program is a success, otherwise not. Right? So by comparing performance after the program and before the program, you can take a decision whether the program is success or not. So proper direction. As a good employer, you have to direct your employees, right? So what is the best career path for your employees? What are his strengths? What is the best job that fitted with the person? So you have to give proper direction. In order to give direction, so performance evaluation is very important. Better productivity. Understand? So performance evaluation increase the mutuality between employee and superior. because employees and employer or superior has to work together, right? When it comes to evaluation, so mutuality between these two will increase. That mutuality increase better productivity, right? That is the development purpose. Right, so those are the two main purposes. Besides that, there are some informational purposes too, right? So through performance evaluation, employees can understand that their performance are evaluated, their performance are appreciated, their performance are rewarded. They can understand through performance, they can understand what the organization expect them, what the organization expect them. They can understand what they can expect from the organization, right? So there are many informational purposes. These are the contribution of performance evaluation to HR functions, even power planning, selection, hiring, training, promotions, reward management, transfer, discipline administration. Right. So there will be some more. Right. I want to know whether so purposes of performance evaluations are clear. Is that clear? Purposes of performance evaluation.
Yes.
Right. If it is clear, we will discuss the most important part of our discussion, process of performance evaluation. Process. Performance evaluation is a process. There are several steps to be followed in a sequential order. You may not have hands-on experience on performance evaluation. So if you can follow these steps, you can establish good human resource, good performance evaluation system within any organization. So we discuss process. The first thing is to establish objectives or objective of performance evaluation, then formulate policies of performance evaluation, then establish right and standard of performance evaluation, then third, fourth one, select method or method. So fifth one is design evaluation form and procedure, then train evaluators, and seventh one is appraise. So this is the time performance are evaluated until seventh. So preparing is taking place. So then discuss performance evaluation results. So ninth, make decisions and stop final review and renewal. So these are the 10 steps we are going to discuss these steps one by one. Then you will be able to understand how performance evaluation is taking place, what should be done, how it is done. Right. First thing is to establish objectives. Objectives. So there should be an objectives. Without an objectives, so do not do performance evaluation. Performance evaluation incurs a cost. So that you have to have objective. What do you want to achieve by evaluating performance in this year? You can't copy the objectives in the other organization. You should be your own. Right? As we discussed that, do not do performance evaluation for the sake of doing. Do not do performance evaluation because other organizations are doing. Do not do performance evaluation because you have been doing performance evaluation in the past. Do not do performance evaluation as a fashion. So what is the real need, genuine need for performance evaluation? So establish objectives, right? So better if you can meet smart principles of setting goals, objectives, right? What do you mean smart? What does the letter S stand for? What does the letter S stand for? Students, aren't you with me? Hello? Aren't you connected? What does the letter S stand for in smart? Smart principle? S for? S for specific. Smart. M for measurable. A for achievable. R for relevant. T for time bound. So you will be able to select objectives if you go through you will be able to select or identify objectives if you go to the purpose of performance evaluation. Objectives are favorable targets to be achieved in time to come. Objectives should be clear, understandable, attainable, right? Friends, I'm getting some so unnecessary noise. What is that? What is the noise that I'm getting? Okay, so some of the objectives. So we want to ascertain the current level of job performance of each and every employee. That is our objective. So we want to ascertain, we want to understand the current level of job performance of each employee. That's why we do performance evaluation. In our organization, we want to ascertain strength and weakness of our employee. What are the strengths, what are the weaknesses, so that we do performance evaluation. In our organization, we want to understand the real training needs of each and every employee, so that so we can include performance. But we want to identify real training needs. So these are some of the objectives. These are some of the objectives of performance evaluation. You can select one. You have to have your own objective. And on the other hand, once you establish, you have to achieve that objective too. Don't establish objective for the sake of doing. Do not establish objective because other organizations are doing. It should be your own. Right. Then the second one is formulate policies of performance evaluation. You have to have policies. Policies are guidelines. Guidelines are for thinking and actions. When it comes to performance evaluation, there should have policies, right? You have to establish. There are policies you have to follow. If there are no policies, you have to establish. There is a policy of performance evaluation, you have to follow it. Policies are guidelines. Guidelines are for thinking and action. Understand? If there are no policies, better to formulate policies. If you have a policy, you can ensure the consistency of doing it. Right. So when it comes to performance evaluation, there are 4 broad questions you have to find answer with. Right. So you have to find answers with or by formulating policies. So first one is whose performance should be evaluated. That is one of the questions you are going to face. When should performance evaluation be done? That is another question you are going to face. How often should performance evaluation be done? So that is another problem, another issue. And last one, who should do performance evaluation? So these are the 4 issues that you are going to face when it comes to performance evaluation. Okay. Right. So that you have to answer these, you have to find answers to these 4 issues by means of formulating policies. Right. So whose performance should be evaluated? Whose performance should be evaluated? In order to answer to that question, so you have to have a policy. Whose performance? There are many employees. There are many type of employees. There are permanent employees, temporary employees, contract employees, factory employees. So who are the employees for whom we are going to measure performance? You have to have an answer, right? Permanent employees only, permanent and temporary employees only, all employees, including casual employees, manager employees, non-manager employees, factory employees, selected group of employees. So this is a policy issue. For example, as a policy, we evaluate the level of performance of permanent employees only. As a policy, we evaluate the level of performance of non-manager employees only. So as a policy, we evaluate the level of performance of manager employees only. So to have a policy, you have to follow it. Okay. That is one of the issues that you want to find answer by means of formulating a policy. Whose performance should be evaluated, right? Then next one is when should performance evaluation be done? When? And what is the date or the period? So there are 3 approaches or alternatives. So you can use to answer this question. When should? One is fixed time approach or fixed day approach. What do you mean fixed day approach? You can follow fixed day approach. Fixed day approach says that performance evaluation of each and every employee of the organization should be done on a specific date or during a particular period of time. For example, in now when I evaluate the level of performance of everybody on the 1st of April or 30th of December or 15th of August, right? Or we evaluate the level of performance of everybody during the first week of January, last week of December, so the second week of July, right? So that is fixed time approach. Understand? Or fixed time approach or fixed day approach. There are some advantages. Administration is easy. Evaluation is done within time that evaluator generally freed from other matters. Comparison is very easy. But there are disadvantages. It requires the evaluator to spend a lot of time in filling forms and conducting feedback interviews. It may lead to the error. Finish it quickly, right? Resulting occurrence of incomplete and if there are many evaluations to be made, so evaluator may be fed up with evaluation, then he wants to finish it quickly rather than giving accurate evaluation. Finish it quickly somehow. So it may subject to that problem too. Then arbitrary date approach. Arbitrary date means not a fixed specific date, so different dates for different employees, not on the same day. Normally, the anniversary date is considered for the evaluation date. What is the anniversary date? Anniversary date means the date of hiring. What is the date of hiring? So we are following Western model of human resource manager so that we hire people throughout the year. One is on the 1st of January, another on 15th February, 30th of March, 1st of April, so 15th of May, and so on. So that we evaluate the level of performance on the exactly on the date that the employee was hired, that anniversary date. If one has been hired on 15th of February, his evaluation on that day. Another one 20th of March, so that his performance on that day. Another one 1st of April, his or her performance evaluated on that particular day. After the data method, there are many advantages. Especially you don't find, evaluator may not find the problem of finishing it quickly because he has time, right? So evaluation may be accurate because there are not many evaluations to be made by the evaluator, right? But there are some difficulties. Comparison is difficult. You can't compare evaluations with the others, right? While spending a lot of time might not lead to the problem called finishing it quickly. This type of comparison is difficult. It may be unfair, inaccurate, owing to organization environmental causes. So there may be some other, if evaluations taken from 2 different days, many other factors will affect. Right, evaluation depends on the evaluator's mood. If the evaluator has got up from the wrong side of the bed, so on that day, he may not do a good job. He may not evaluate properly. And then job cycle approach, you understand that for any employer, there is a job cycle. Job cycle is the required time to complete each and every job and every duty of the job for once. Right. So some jobs may have shorter job cycle, some jobs may have longer job cycle. So job cycle of a university lecturer is 6 months, one semester. So within 6 months we do everything and complete. Then again next semester we start from the beginning. So that upon the completion of job cycle, so evaluation is made. So we get the feedback from our students, our co-workers and peers. How often performance evaluation be done? How often? There are several alternatives. We can do it annually, we can do it semi-annually, we can do it quarterly, monthly, bi-weekly, weekly, daily, even hourly. The more better, but so there are some disadvantages of doing very often. So you have to divert your productive time for evaluations. So what we can recommend is performance evaluation should be done at least once a year, at least once a year. But if it is twice a year, that is far more better, right? So that you can do it very often and so reap some advantage. Then who should do performance evaluation? There are several alternatives. Who should do? Right? Immediate superior, and immediate superior, several superiors, committee, outsider, and subordinates. Right? Customer, client, self-evaluation, combination, etc. Right. So these are the alternatives you can use the alternative you want. So each and every alternative has strong merits and demerits. Immediate superior is a good choice. Immediate superior is the one who knows best. But if you use immediate superior, sometimes evaluation may not be accurate because there will be some inaccuracies or into some partialities. Immediate superior and superior superior so that you can so later extent. You can use not only one several. So you can use a committee of evaluation. You can use outsider. You can use subordinate. You can use customers or clients. You can do a self-evaluation and combination. Other alternatives that you can use. Right. Then establish criteria and standard. Establish some criteria and standard. Before discussing criteria and standard, students, shall we have a small break? Shall we have a small break?
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir.
Okay, we'll have a small break. Now the time is 4:08. Let's say 4:10. Shall we meet at 4:30? Okay, we'll be starting the session again by 4:30. Please have a
Okay, sir.
cup of tea and try to enjoy it. Okay, I'll be back by 4:30. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody.
Yes, sir.
May I start? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. We were talking about the process of performance evaluation. There are 10 steps to be followed. We discussed the first two steps. First one is to establish objectives for performance evaluation. The second one is to formulate policy or policies. The third one is to establish criteria and standard. So without a criteria and standard, we will not be able to evaluate the level of performance of anybody. So what do you mean by criteria? Criteria are the factors on which evaluations are made. Factors on which an employee is evaluated are called criteria. So without the criteria, so we will not be able to evaluate the level of performance. If you want to evaluate the performance of anybody, any employee, you have to have criteria, factors on evaluations. You can't evaluate the level of performance just looking at their face, right? You have to do it properly, professionally, efficiently, effectively, successfully. So that criteria important. Criteria factors on evaluation are made. So criteria are to be developed with respect to three facets. So one is trait. Criteria can be established with regard to traits of employees. Trait refers to particular qualities or characteristic of the employee possesses. For example, job knowledge is a trait, trust is a trait, cooperation is a trait, honesty is a trait, initiative. So these traits matters a lot, right? So it makes some influence on determining the level of performance. Job knowledge make an impact on the performance of employees. Trust employees are supposed trustworthy. Their cooperation is also important. They are to be honest. So they have to have initiative. So these are traits. These are traits. So we can form criteria with regard to traits. Then behaviors. Behaviors are the ways employee acts in relation to job. So there are several behaviors, right? So for example, punctuality is a behavior. Punctuality, whether employees are punctual or not. So attendance is a behavior, whether they keep regular attendance or not. Planning work is behavior. Organizing work is behavior. So these behaviors matters a lot. If we have these behaviors, we can infer that their performance are good. Then finally, results. Results are the outcomes produced by the employee. Results criteria are the criteria that employers are happy to use. So, for example, in case of production employee, number of unit produced. In case of sales representative, number of units sold, etc. Results criteria. Results are the outputs. Right. So we can establish criteria with regard to traits, behaviors, and results. All these criteria can be divided into two groups: trait criteria, then behavior criteria, research criteria. Those criteria can be again divided into two: objective criteria and subjective criteria. There are two types of criteria. They have to have both. It's subjective and objective. What is objective criteria? Objective criteria that can be measured accurately, that can be quantified. As it can be quantified, we can measure it easily and verify it, verifiable by others. If two evaluators are evaluating particular employee on objective criteria, most probably evaluation may be same. For example, in case of production worker, production employee, number of unit produced per month. How many units produced per month? That is one of the objective criteria. So you can measure it accurately. You can count the number of units. So you can verify the evaluation of one by the evaluation of another one. If two evaluators are evaluating on most probably evaluation may be same, not different, right? Can calculate accurately, verifiable, right? So in case of sales representative, number of units sold. So we can count the number of units sold. Whoever evaluate, give the same. Objective. Subjective criteria which cannot be measured accurately. Right? We can't quantify it accurately. If two evaluators are evaluating, so there will be two different evaluations, not the same. For example, knowledge, job knowledge. Can you measure the job knowledge of employees accurately? We can't measure job knowledge. How about cooperation? Employees are supposed to be cooperative. But the problem is we can't measure cooperation accurately. We can measure, but it is not 100% accurate. We have to have some devices. So that it is very difficult to measure. If it is difficult to measure, difficult to verify by others. It is based on human judgment. So anyhow, better to have both criteria. So for example, in case of university lecturer, so can anybody suggest me one objective criteria that can be used to measure the level of performance of a university lecturer? Yes. Objective criteria? Tell me one objective criteria that can be used to measure the level of performance of a university lecturer academic. Yes? No idea? How about number of lectures conducted? We can count. Number of lectures cancelled, we can count. Number of sessions covered. Number of hours lectured. So we can count. Those are objective criteria. Subjective criteria. So kindness towards the students, cooperation to the students, right? Piety towards the students. So can you suggest me one of the objective criteria that can be used to measure the level of performance of a medical doctor? The doctor, can you suggest some objective criteria? Number of patients cured, number of consulting hours. Suggest some subjective criteria. Subjective. Sensitivity towards patients' needs, piety towards patients, kindness. So those are. Can you tell me one objective criteria that can be used to measure the level of performance of a bank teller? Number of transactions made, number of files sent, number of customers served. Right. So likewise, you should be able to decide to determine subjective and objective criteria. Use lecturer, number of lectures done, placement, number of units sold, medical expert, number of patients, project engineer, total cost of completing. Those are objective, and there are subjectives too. Right. Then, standards are rating scales. These standards are rating scales. So in order to measure the level of performance, you have to have rating scale. Without rating scales, you can't say exactly whether performance are excellent, good, average, poor, or very poor. Right? For example, one of the sales representative has sold 150 units per month. What is his level of performance? Is it outstanding, excellent, good, average, poor, very poor? Can you say anything? One of the sales representative has sold 150 units per month. How to?
Excellent.
Huh?
Excellent.
Yes, excellent. If you use this standard, no. So without standard, we can't say anything. But with this standard, for example, so if it is 81 to 100, excellent. Good, 61 to 80, good. Average 41 to 60, average. Poor 21 to 40, poor. Very poor. Right. So that it is excellent. Your answer is correct. Let's say that employee B has sold 65 units. What is his level of performance?
Good.
Good. Right. Employee C has sold so only 19 units. What is performance?
Very, very
Very,
poor.
very poor, very poor. Right. Now you understand. Without a standard, you can't say anything, but with the standard, you can say level of performance. So this standard is for number of units sold. Number of units sold. If you take number of new customers created, so you have to have another scale. For example, employee A has created 30 new customers. Sales representatives are supposed to create new customers. They are supposed to create new customers. The more the better. Employee A has created 30 new customers per month. What is his level of performance? Is it good, average, poor, very poor, excellent? Can you say anything?
Poor.
So how do you say? Yes, understand this scale is for number of units sold. Number of units sold. Right. So it is unfair to take the same scale to decide whether performance are good or bad or poor for the criteria of number of new customers created. So that we have to have another scale. Another scale. By using same scale, we will not be able to say. For example, let's say that excellent, if it is more than, let's say, more than, so 30. Good. Good. If it is in between 25 to 29, right? Average, if it is 21 to 24. Poor, 16 to, sorry, let's say this one, 22. 20 to 24. Then this one, sorry, poor to 19. Then very poor, 10 to 14. Right now, what do you say? What is the level of performance of A? A
Good.
has
Good.
yes, so it is excellent, more than 30. You can say that good, or as he has created 30, we can say that excellent more than 30, 30 including 30, right? Including 30. Okay, right. So if B has created so 21, what is his level of performance? Yes,
Average.
average. So C has created 17 new customers. 17. What is level of performance?
Poor.
Well, right. Now you understand, right? So in order to decide to determine, you have to have a standard. Standards are rating scales. It is rating scale. Standards are rating scales, right? Without a rating scales, you will not be able to say anything, right? So that you have to have criteria plus standard. Not only criteria, right? Is that clear? Okay.
Clear, sir.
Right. Then we will discuss one of the most important aspects of performance evaluation. Select method or method of performance evaluation. Select method or method. There are many methods of performance evaluation. Some are all method, widely used method, popular method. There are many methods. We will discuss some of the widely used popular method of performance evaluation. So graphic rating scale, multiple choice method, rank order method, SA method, MBO method, 360-degree method, and some more. So ranking method also there, right? First, we will discuss graphic rating scale. This is one of the oldest method. Graphic rating scale is older method and one of the popular method. Although it is one of the oldest method, this method is still used by many organizations. At universities, we use graphic rating scale to evaluate the level of performance of academics and non-academics to a certain extent, right? So as a partial evaluation. Right, in this method, evaluator is supposed to give his subjective evaluation based on some criteria along a scale from very low to very high or very good to very poor. Scales are established for different criterion, right? So I have given you a partial performance evaluation form, performance evaluation of a particular employee. Nelu Company performance evaluation form, evaluation period, January 1st, 2025 to 31st, 12, 2025. So evaluation is made for past period time. Evaluation is for past period time. Planning is for future. Right. So there are several columns in this table. First one is the criteria, the factors on which we evaluate. Then scale, 5-point Likert scale from excellent to very poor. Excellent, very poor. Excellent, good, satisfactory, poor, very poor. So we can allocate some marks even for each and every scale. Right. If it is excellent, we suppose that we can give 5 marks. Good 4, satisfactory 3, poor 2, very poor 1. Or we can start from 10. 10 excellent, 8 good, 6 satisfactory, 4 poor, 2 very poor likewise. So there are several criteria used. Job knowledge, theoretical, job knowledge, practical, initiative, creative, loyalty, commitment, attendance, discipline, respect, trust. Right? So evaluation has been made for the employee P. Perra. He is working as a machine operator. Work for the Department of Operations. Right. What is the evaluation given by the evaluator to Mr. Perra with regard to job knowledge theoretical? What is the theoretical job knowledge of Mr. Pereira? Is that excellent, good, satisfactory, poor, very poor? What is the evaluation given? It has been marked. Job knowledge?
Satisfactory.
Satisfactory. If job knowledge is satisfactory, how many marks he should deserve? How many marks?
3 marks.
3 marks. Job knowledge practical?
Good. 4 marks.
Good. 4 marks. Initiative?
Good. 4 marks.
Right. The creativity?
Satisfactory. 3 marks.
Satisfactory. Yes, 3 marks. Loyalty?
Excellent. 5 marks.
Right. So commitment?
Excellent. 5 marks.
Okay. Attendance?
Good. 4 marks.
Right. Discipline?
Excellent. 5 marks.
Okay. Respect?
Excellent. 5 marks.
Right. Okay, good. Trust? Last one.
Excellent. 5 marks.
Right. So now evaluation has been made. Now you can calculate overall score. Total points. How many? There are 5 fives, 25. 4 threes, 12. That means 25 plus 12. 25, 35, 37. Plus 2 threes, 6. 43. 43. Overall score is 43. You can find average score. So if you divide the number of criteria, you can find the average. Right? For 10, 43, in average 1, 4.3. So that is a good index you could calculate, right? So you can use that index in order to compare among employees. Right, Mr. Perra performs 43, that means 4.3. Let's say Mr. Nimal has scored 41. 41. So what is, so who is better than other? Is Mr. Pereira or Nimal? Nimal performance is 4.1. Who is better in terms of performance?
Mr. Pereira.
Pereira is better because his overall score is 43, average score 43, 4.3. But Mr. Nimal 41, average is 41, 4.1. So that Mr. P. Pereira is better than Mr. Nimal. So you can compare employees by using this text. So this is very simple. Administration is easy. Anybody can understand. Evaluation also very easy. So this is graphic rating scale. Many organizations are using this method. This is one of the oldest method we use. But one of the demerit of this method, so almost all the criteria are subjective except attendance. Attendance is a behavioral criteria. So that when you are going to use, do not use only subjective criteria. It is not that good. You have to have objective criteria too. Then, so multiple choice method. In this method, you are going to give so several options, alternatives. So you develop several statements with regard to one criterion. Then you ask the evaluator to select the best option with regard to that criterion. For example, think about attendance. Attendance is one of the criterion. So with regard to attendance, so several statements, several options can be developed. So evaluator is supposed to select the best option that applies to the employee. For example, excellent attendance, perfect attendance, right? Not even a single day off. So that we can allocate some marks even. We can allocate some marks. Perfect attendance, that is the best scenario. So we'll allocate 10 marks. Then not more than 1 day of no pay leave during the event. Not more than one, only one. So shall we give 8 marks then? Not more than 2 days of no pay leave during the evaluation, 6 marks. Not more than 3 days of no pay leave, 4. 4 more days of no pay leave, 2. Right, so that you can ask the evaluator to select the best option among all those that applies to the particular employee. Suppose that there is a particular employee by name A. A has taken 2 days of no pay leave. 2 days of no pay leave. How many marks he deserve? How many marks?
6.
6 marks. So there is another employee called employee D. He has taken 7 days of no pay leave. 7 days. So how many marks he deserves?
2 marks.
Marks. Right now you can evaluate any employee along this scale, right? In terms of attendance, right? You can give the relevant mark. This is just one criterion, attendance. You can develop these type of statement with regard to the others, right? Then evaluate. So this is a good method as there are several options. So evaluation is very accurate. But the problem is if there are 100 criteria, you have to develop at least 5 to 6 alternatives so that there will be nearly 100 into 5. That means 500 statement. So what will happen to your length of your questionnaire or document? Evaluation form. Evaluation form becomes bulky. 500 statements. So that do you think that evaluators are happy to fill lengthy forms? Are evaluators happy to fill lengthy forms?
No.
No. So that evaluation may not be, many people do not like. Then we have got rank order method. Rank order method. So important method you can use, very simple. There are two type of ranking. One is simple ranking. In simple ranking, what you do is you give you evaluate several employees based on different criteria. For example, there are 5 employees A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E. So there are several criteria to be considered: attendance, commitment, quality, quantity. In terms of attendance, you can rank these employees in terms of attendance, right? So shall we perform an activity? In terms of attendance, I rank. So I am the evaluator. I am going to evaluate these 5 employees. I am using attendance, commitment, quantity, quality, right, to evaluate. Right. In terms of attendance, I rank employee C as the best employee. Employee B is the second best. A third, B fourth, and E fifth. In terms of commitment, I rank B as number 1, then C number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. In terms of quantity, I rank C as 1, so B as number 2, then D as number 3, A 4. In terms of quality, I rank C as number 1, so B as number 2, then 3, 4, and 5. Right. And 5. Right now, I'll be able to rank them based on these 4 criteria. Right. I am going to calculate total scores. What is total scores for A? 3, 3, 9, 9, 13, 13, 16. 3, 2, 1, 3, 5, 7. C 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. D 4, 4, 4, 12, 15. So 5, 5, 5. That means 20. Right. So I have calculated all this score. Now I have to rank them. According to you, understand who is the best employee among these 5? Who is the best employee? I'm going to rank them.
Employee.
Employee total scores is 20. What does it mean? So understand, in terms of attendance, he occupies fifth place, not first place, fifth place, last one. In terms of commitment, also last one. Quantity also last one. Quality also last one, right? So that employee has scored 20. That is the highest marks. I understand, highest. So in this case, students in simple ranking, you have to consider total scores. However, when it comes to evaluate, so smaller the better. Smaller the better, right? So that he has been 5th employee, last one. So these are rankings, not absolute values they have obtained. These are labels. These work as labels, right? In that case, understand C has got the lowest number. That means he has been the number 1 for so 3 occasions, right? In terms of attendance, quantity, quality. He has been first, right? On the other hand, in terms of commitment, second place. So that he should be the number one. First place. Oh, the second. Second, smaller the better. Second one is B. Then who is the third? So here 3, 3, 9. Here 15, no? 3, 3, 9, 9 plus 4, 13, no? Here 30. So it's the third. Right. So then fourth. That is how they are evaluated. Understood? Is that clear?
Clear, sir.
Right. So in that case, in case of simple ranking, understand if you take total scores, smaller the better. Smaller the better. Start from the lowest, right? Because these are rankings, right? First, second, third, fourth, and fifth ranking. Right. So there is another method called alternative ranking. Alternative ranking. Okay, what is alternative ranking? Right. In alternative ranking, what we do is we take, we first consider the best employee and the worst employee among all. First, we decide the best employee and the worst employee. Best employee is recorded on the top of the list. Worst employee is recorded on the bottom of the list. Then out of the remaining employees, again we select the best and the worst. Best one is selected and so write down his name. So next to the top one, right? So the worst one is written next to the bottom. For example, suppose that there are 10 employees, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. Right. So we have to rank these employees. We have to rank these employees by using alternative ranking. Alternative ranking. Right. So what we are required to do is first we have to decide the best employee and the worst employee. Right. Select anybody. Select anybody as the best employee. Who the best employee according to your understanding? Take anyone. Who is the best employee? Suggest the name of anybody. Yes? Hurry up. Suggest the name of anybody, any employee as the best one. It is not a big deal. Hurry up. The best one. Nobody? Like anyone. It is okay. There's no right or wrong answer. Huh?
Employee A.
Employee A. All right. Okay. Let's write down employee A as the best one. A. Right. So not necessarily in the same order. You can change the order. It is okay. So who is the worst employee? Worst employee. Select anybody. Do not select the last one as the worst employee. Tell me the name of anybody. Worst employee. Yes? Pick anybody? Tell me. I'm going to write it down. Select anybody. It's okay. Why are you so afraid to select? Have no fear for failure.
Employee.
Employee is the worst employee. Now we have selected 2 out of 10. How many employees remaining? How many employees remaining?
8 employees
Eight,
remaining.
yes, 8 remaining. Out of those 8, select the best and worst. Select the best and worst. Who is the best one? Who is the best one? Select anybody. As you select E and A.
Employee H.
Employee H is the best one. Worst one? Worst? Anybody?
Employee D.
Employee D, the worst. Okay, now you have selected 4 out of 10. How many remaining? How many employees are remaining?
6 employee remaining.
Yes, 6 employees. Out of 6, select the best and worst. Who is the best? Out of 6.
Employee F.
Employee H. Employee H already we have selected, no?
Employee F.
Employee F. Okay. Who is the worst? Worst?
Employee I.
I. Okay. Now we have selected 6. 4 employees remaining. So select best and worst out of 4. Who is the best one?
Employee J.
Employee
J.
J. Employee J. Worst one, sorry. J. Who is the worst one?
Employee C.
Employee C is the worst one. Right. We have selected 8. 2 more remain. Out of these 2, best and worst. Who is the best?
Employee G.
Employee G is the best. Worst one?
Employee B.
Employee B. Right. Now finished. This is the order. That is the order. A, H, F, J, G, B, C, I, D, E. So that is the order. Right? So best employee H, A, sorry, best employee is A, and near best is H, next one is F, fourth one is J, G, B, C, I, D. Right? Same thing in different ways. This is called alternative ranking. By considering the whole performance, so we can rank them. So we can rank them by using this method by taking one criterion at a time too. By taking one criterion at a time we can use. So just like simple ranking. Right. This is called alternative ranking. Right. Right. Then there's another method called paired comparison. Yugala Sansandhana Kramaya. Paired comparison. In paired comparison, we take 2 employees at a time and one is compared with the others and we find the best one among these 2 and best one is given a point. Right. So we continue this one. Right. Then we take another one and compare it with 2 others. Best one is given a point. Right? We take one employee at a time, he is compared with all the others. Best one is given a point. Right. For example, sorry, we'll take right. So we'll A, B, C, D, E. There are 4 employees. So we are supposed to evaluate them. So by using paired comparison. Right? By using paired comparison. Right. So in that case, what we'll do is we have to take one employee at a time. He's compared with the others. Right. And we have to give a mark for the best one. Right? For example, take A. Take A. A is compared with B. A is compared with B. Who is the best one? Best one may be either A or B. Okay. Best one may be either A or B. So anyhow, best one is given a point. For example, if B is the best, so I give 1 mark for B, not to A. Then I compare A with C. A with C. Right? A with C. Who is the best one? Best one may be A or C. For example, I understand A is the best. I give 1 mark for A. Then A is compared with D. Who is the best? Best one is given a point. Right? Then A is compared with E. Is compared with E. With the best one. Best one is given a point. Now I have compared A with all the others. All the others. Then I have to continue with others. And now I am going to compare B with C. I have already compared with A with B. A with B means B with A. Right? No worries. Right. I have compared B with C. Then B with D. Then B with D. E. Right. So I have compared. So B with A with all the others and B with all the others. Then I have to compare. So yes, C with D. C with D. Right. C with D. And C with E. C with E. C with E. C with E. Right. Now I have compared A with all the others, B with all the others, C with all the others. One more comparison. One more comparison. Can you suggest? One more comparison to be made. What is that comparison? Only one comparison. I have compared A with all the others, B with all the others, C with all the others. One more. One more comparison. What is that? Do you notice? Huh? No? How about D with E? D with E. Now I have compared. So everybody with each other. Right. How many comparisons are there, students? How many comparisons? How many comparisons? Do you count?
10.
10 comparisons. 10 comparisons. Right? So number of employees, let's say number of employees denoted by N. How many employees? 5. Number of pairs, comparisons 10. Right. Suppose that so there are 10 employees. There are 10 employees. There are 10 employees. So how many comparisons are to be made? How many comparisons are to be made?
20.
20. 20. Any other answer? Any other answers? Any other answers? If there are 5 employees, number of comparison is 10. Number of pairs 10. If there are 10 employees, number of pairs is that 20? That 20 or something else? Students, did you learn a lesson called combinations when you are talking about quantitative techniques? Did you have a subject called quantitative techniques or business mathematics? Did you have subject called combination? Not subject, a lesson in mathematics or mathematics, quantitative techniques. Combination, partial and combinations? No? Tell me, be frank. If you have studied that particular lesson, so you could answer very clearly. Understand there is a formula that you can use to calculate the number of pairs. Easily you can do it, right? So how do you calculate number of pairs? Number of combinations means n into n minus 1 divided by 2. The formula, very simple, very simple. N means the number of pairs, number of employees. How many employees? So number of employees 10, right? N minus 1, 10 minus 1, right? Divide by 2. How many? Then 10 into 10 minus 1 means 9. 9 into 10 means 90. Divide by 2. How many? 45. 45. Yes? You understand? 45 combination. You can check whether it is correct by taking our early example. Right? So number of pairs. You notice that number of pairs. So n equals 5. Our previous example, 5. 5 minus 1 means 4. Divided by 2. Right? How much? How many? 5 into 4 divided by 2. That means 5 into 4 means 20 divided by 10. Yes, our previous example. Number pairs 10. Understood? Is that clear?
Clear, sir.
Now you can find the combinations of any number of employees in mind. එක හිතෙන් හදන්න පුළුවන් n ගාන දුන්නා නම් ටක් ගාලා නේද n ගාන දුන්නා නම් ටක් ගාලා හිතෙන් හදන්න පුළුවන් නේද අපි හිතමු n කියන්නේ 100යි කියලා n equals 100. So what is the answer? Number of pairs? Yes. Number of pairs equals 100 into 100 minus 1 means 99 divided by 2. That means 9,900 divided by 2. 9,900. 9,900 divided by 2. 5,545. Is that for? Correct. Right. So that you can do it very easily in your mind. Right. Understand? Right. So this is paired comparison. Shall we take another example? Suppose that, so this is the evaluation of 7 employees. Evaluation of 7 employees by one of the evaluator. So these employees, Nilanti, Lakshmi, Jeevani, Padma, Nelo, Manike, Mane. So their labels are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 means Mane, 6 means Manike, 5 means Nelo, 4 Padma, 3 Lakshmi, 1 Nina. So shall we write down these labels on the horizontal axis? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are not writing A and 1 because 1 means Nilanti. Nilanti is not compared with Nilanti. It is absurd. Nilanti is not compared with Nilanti. Right? So that we omit 1. So we evaluate Nilanti with 2. 2 means Lakshmi. Best one is given a point. When Nilanti is compared with Lakshmi, evaluator thinks that Nilanti is best. So that her label is written here. Her label is 1. Then Nilanti is compared with third one Jeevan, who is best? Again, Nilanti is best. Her label written here. Nilanti is compared with Padma, who is the best? Still, Nilanti is best. Nilanti is compared with fifth one, Nelum, who is the best? Nelum is the best. Nilanti is compared with Manike, who is the best? Manike is, sorry, Nilanti is best. Nilanti compared to Mane, who is the best? Mane is best. So it's her label written there. Then second one, Lakshmi is compared with not Lakshmi. We are not comparing Lakshmi to Lakshmi, but we compare Lakshmi with third one, Jeevani, who is the best. Best one is third. That means Jeevani. We write her label. Lakshmi is compared with Padma, who is the best. Lakshmi is best. Her label too. Lakshmi is compared with Nelum, who is the best. Lakshmi is best. Lakshmi is compared with Manike, who is the best. Lakshmi is best. Lakshmi is compared with Manel, with the best. Lakshmi is best. Her labor in there. Take Jeevani. Jeevani is not compared with Jeevani. We compare Jeevani with Padma. Jeevani is the best. When Jeevani is compared with fifth one, Nelom, who is the best? Jeevani is best. When Jeevani is compared with Manike, who is the best? Jeevani is the best. When Jeevani is compared with Man, who is the best? Jeevani best. Okay. Take Padma. Padma is compared with Nelum. Padma is compared with Nelum. Who is the best? When Padma is compared with Nelum, who is the best? Yes. We have to compare Padma with all the other employees. First, we compare Padma with Nelum. Who is the best? Who is the best? What is the number written? 5 for Nelum. Nelum is the best. When Padma is compared with Manike, who is the best? Padma is the best. When Padma is compared with 7th, Manel, who is the best? Manel is the best. Then take Nelum. Nelum is compared with Manike, who is the best? Manike is best. Nelum is compared with Manel, who is the best? Manel. Manike is compared with Manel, who is the best? Man is the best, right? So now we have completed comparing all the employees, right? So Manil is not compared with Manil. Right, now calculate the total points they have received. Total points. So these are labels, not numerical values. Take them as labels, not numerical values. Nilanti has how many ones? 6. Lakshmi's label is 2. How many 2s within this grid? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. G1 is labeled is 3. How many 3s? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Padma label is 4. How many 4s? Not even a single. So 0. Nelum's label is 5. How many 5s? Only 1. Manike's label is 6. How many 6s? 1, 2. Manuel label is 7. How many sevens? 3. Right, now you can so put them in order, ranking order, depending on points. In this case, larger the better. Larger the better. Point 6. Nilanthia has obtained point 6, that is the highest, so that she is ranked as number 1 first. Then, so Jeevani, 5 points. Then Jeevani is second. Lakshmi has obtained 4 points. That means third. Manil has obtained 3 points, so fourth. Manik has obtained 2 points, fifth. Nelum has obtained only 1 point, sixth. Madma 0, last one. So the rank, the best employee, Jeevani is the near best, second best. Lakshmi is the third, Mani is the fourth, Manik is the fifth, Nelum is the sixth, and Padma is the last. Okay? Is that clear? Understood? This is paired comparison. This paired comparison. Is that clear, student? Is it okay?
Sir.
Okay, so this is a very good method because one is taken at a time is compared with all the others. So that comparison is very accurate, high. Then we have another method called critical incident method. Understand one of the problem associated with evaluation is evaluator use recency effect. Evaluator consider incidents which have occurred in the recent past. Because retentive power is limited, so that evaluator might have forgotten many incidents that happened in the past. So he may remember only tidings, events which had occurred in the recent past. So it is a problem. You have to consider all the incidents that occurred during the evaluation period. So in order to overcome this problem, we can use critical incident method. In this method, evaluator is supposed to maintain a book with 2 sides, right? So to write down, so events, there are 2 types of events, positive events and negative events, right? So there will be many events made by the evaluator that should be considered when evaluating. Both incidents may be either positive or the events that happens on the part of the employee may be positive or negative. That we allocate one side for positive events and we allocate another side, the other side for negative events. Right? At the end of the period, we take that book and so go through it. Right? So then he can refresh his mind to give the fair evaluation. For example, so a restaurant manager is supposed to evaluate the performance of their subordinate waiters. So one of the waiter has put out a fire immediately before spreading on 24th April 2023. So shall we change this as 25 last year? Last year. Period of evaluation is last year, not 23rd. Right. So the manager has put some entries with regard to positive and negative incidents that had occurred on the part of the restaurant waiter. Right. For example, on the 24th of April 2025, the particular restaurant waiter has put a fire out immediately before spreading. Is it a positive incident or negative incident to be considered when evaluating performance? Positive or negative? Is it a good deed or bad deed? If a particular employee take measures to put out a fire before spreading, is it a good deed or bad deed? If you look at from the perspective of the organization. So bad. A particular employee take measures to put out a fire. ආයතනයක ගින්නක් ඇති වුණාම ඒක ගින්න පැතිරෙන කලින් නිවා දාන්න උත්සාහ ගැනීම හොඳ වැඩක්ද නරක වැඩක්ද? Yes, tell me.
හොඳ වැඩක්.
හොඳ වැඩක් නේ, positive. He deserves some merit. Right, so that it is a positive. Right, so on the 1st of June 2025, he has arranged, he has made some arrangement to return a valuable parcel to a regular customer who had forgotten it. On the 1st of June 2025, one of the customer has forgotten or left behind valuable parcel. He's a regular customer. He's coming to our restaurant. Right, so this particular waiter has made some arrangement to return it. Is it a good deed or bad deed? Is it a good deed or bad deed? Positive or negative? අමතක වීමෙන් දාලා ගිය පාර්සලයක් ආපහු ඔහුට ලබා දෙන්න කටයුතු කිරීම හොඳ වැඩද නරක වැඩද?
Positive.
හොඳ වැඩක් නේ. ඉතින් කස්ටමර් කෙනෙක් දුන්නාම එයා හරි හැපිනේ ආපහු එනවනේ අපේ ආයතනයට. ඉතින් එහෙමනේ වැඩ කරන්න ඕන. Right, it's a good deed. Right, it's positive. Right, so on 27th of May 2025, seemingly important customer has left owing to delay. One of the customer has left owing to delay on the part of this particular waiter. Is it good tidings or bad tidings?
Bad.
Bad. So we are reporting it under negative side. So on the 24th of February 2025, this particular restaurant waiter has broken 2 glasses of water because of negligence. Is it a good tidings or bad tidings? Good or bad? Yes?
Bad.
Bad. Negligence. නොසකල නිසා වතුර බොන වීදුරු දෙකක් යාගතින් කැඩුණා. ඒක bad. So this has to be written or recorded under negative side. Right. So likewise, during the period of evaluation, so the manager or superior who is going to evaluate are supposed to record all the critical incident, not all the incident, but critical incident. Critical means very important incidents that make an impact on the performance of the organization too. Right. At the end of the period, evaluator go through this. So positive and negative tidings and refresh his mind, then do evaluation so that he can prevent that reasons effect. නේද? ආසන්නතම ඵලය කියන එක ප්‍රශ්නයක් වරදක්. ගොඩාක් ඉවලුවේටර්ස්ලා මතක තියාගන්නේ මේ ළඟදී වුණු සිදුවීම් විතරයි. ටිකක් අතීතයේ සිදුවීම් අමතකයි. ඒ නිසා ඉවලුවේෂන් එක සාර්ථක නැහැ. ඒ කාල පරිදි පුරාම සිදුවීම් ගණන් ගන්න ඕනේ. ඒ නිසා කරන්නේ අපි රෙකෝඩ් එකක් තියාගන්නවා. හොඳ වැඩක්. හැබැයි so most of evaluators do not like because they have to take time to keep some entries. Same method is very easy. So you ask the evaluator to keep write an essay, right? So that so they can write so strength and weakness in terms of an essay. So good method. Problem is there are some evaluators who are very good at writing essays. So they will do a good evaluation. But there are some evaluators who do not like to write. Even you found that there were some students who were good at writing essays, but some were not good. So those who are good at writing essays, good evaluation. So others may not. Examination is another method we can use. We can conduct a test or examination, evaluate. But the problem is we will not be able to evaluate actual performance. You can evaluate the knowledge, skills they are having, but you will not be able to evaluate actual performance. That is a serious problem. Management by objective, this is called MBO, management by objective. So this is one of the best method you can apply, MBO. So this is one of the sophisticated method, and even the cost also very high. Especially this is used to evaluate level of performance of managerial employees as it somewhat sophisticated. So these are results oriented So performance evaluation method. So MBO method, so these should determine the objectives to be accomplished by the employee within a certain period of time and assessing the degree of success in accomplishing those objectives. First, at the beginning of the period, so objectives are determined that the employee is supposed to accomplish. What are the objectives? What are the targets? What are the goals to be? And at the end of the period, evaluation is made in order to so make sure that he has accomplished those objectives. To what extent? Right? Focus on results. Does not focus on mainly on traits or behaviors of the employee. So that this is a results-oriented performance evaluation. Only based on results, evaluation is made. So there are several steps to be followed. So nearly 6 steps to be followed in MBA process. To study the job, both evaluator and employee get them study the job. What are the tasks? What are the duties? What are the responsibilities? For example, in order to evaluate the level of performance of sales representative, both the sales manager and sales representative study the job. Then agreement of duties, both come to agreement. Okay, so you have to sell so X product, you have to sell so Y product, you have to so create new customers, you have to write some reports. So agreement. Establishing objectives. Objectives are desired targets to be achieved. Okay, so let's define some objectives. Establish how to sell 180 units from per month of X product. You have to sell 150 units of B product. You have to create 30 new customers, right? So you have to so submit the complete report. So that those are the so objectives to be achieved. The criteria and standard criteria. We use number of unit sold as a criteria. We use number of new customers created as a criteria and standard. So we decide the standard. So fifth one is ongoing discussion, right? So with the past time you discuss whether the employee is on the correct track, whether he is reaching his goals, right? Finally, evaluation. At the end of the period, so you do final evaluation, right? So here you need to worry about performance because ongoing discussions, interim discussions are going evaluation so that if there are some deviation, you can correct it. So this is a very good method. You can use it. So fifth step is to design evaluation form and procedure based on the type of or method of evaluation. You have to design the form, right? So in case of traffic rating scales, you understand that. So you can use a tabular form. So procedure is the method used for handling the performance using form basically. Procedure outlines specific steps to follow in a particular recurrent situation, right? So what are the things you have to do? So are you supposed to select particular so alternative? Or are you supposed to give some ratings? There are two approaches to design a form and procedure. General approach is specific approach. So you can general approach involves designing a single form and procedure common to performance evaluation all employees working in the organization. General approach. But specific approach focus on designing separate form and procedure for different types of employees. For example, managerial one, office employees one, factory employees one, sales employees, field employees, different form and procedure for different employees, right? Then train evaluators. So this is the time that you are going to ask them to so train them to do good evaluation, right? So evaluators may be good at in their respective field, but they may not be good at evaluation. So here you are going to let them know, teach them how to evaluate. You can use lecture method, case study method, role play method, program instructions, special course, or you can send them to follow some programs with regard to performance evaluation. Some of the education professional institute conduct some program. For example, in Sri Lanka, CIPM conduct some short term programs with regard to various aspects of human resource management. One is performance evaluation. So you can send your employees to follow them. So then seven one is appraise. So this is the time that evaluations are made, right? By following instructions given, procedures. So by using that particular method, so evaluations are made. So you have to check whether so they are doing evaluation as expected. This step is to discuss performance evaluation results, understand. So although you do evaluation, if you do not discuss performance evaluation results with employees, it is useless. Almost all the employees wants to know how well they are doing their job. Don't you want to know how well you are doing your job? I want to know how well I am teaching. So I want to get evaluated so that each and every employee wants to know how well they are doing. So discuss performance evaluation results with them. There are 4 type of meetings or interviews you can conduct in order to discuss. Tell and sell, tell and listen, problem solving mix. Tell and sell method is not very good because so evaluator follows autocratic leadership style to do it. They tell and sell. So employee has to buy it. Employee has no opportunity to talk. He has to accept what the evaluator is telling. Right? He has to buy his decision. Tell and listen means employee has the right to defend his position. So he is going to listen so that employee both will discuss and suggest some suitable remedies for poor performance. Problem solving, both get together and try to solve the problem. Mix means tell and sell and problem solving, or tell and listen and problem solving. You make decent and stores. So performance evaluation is made in order to so achieve particular goal or goals, objectives. By doing performance evaluation, you have to take that decision. If you are not going to take that decision, it is useless. For example, you do performance evaluation in order to decide to determine who should be given a salary increment. So that why don't you use that performance evaluation information in order to take that decision? To do performance evaluation in order to identify training needs of employees. So use it to decide training, right? You do performance evaluation in order to decide who should be given a promotion. Then use it, right? Take decision based on that. Otherwise, it is wrong, right? Then final review and renewal. So this is the final step. So review refers to systematic attempt to find out whether performance evaluation program is being carried out in the manner it was planned, expected, and determine whether improvements can be made. Right? Are there any steps to be taken to improve it? Review. Then renewal. So refer to reprogram of performance evaluation program so as to incorporate all the improvements determined through the review. So revise it. Right. So there may be some shortcomings, problems. Do right with that. So we complete discussing the 10 steps. So very easy. Finally, I want to discuss some of the problems associated with the evaluator. So all the employees are performing well, but the evaluator makes some mistakes. So you will not be able to do a good evaluation. Right? It's not the problem of employee, but the problem of evaluator. Evaluator makes some mistakes. If such mistakes take place, so you will not be able to get a good evaluation. So better to revise, better to understand these problems, then have some strategies to mitigate. Okay, one of the problem is halo effect. Halo effect. This is a serious problem. What is halo effect? If halo effect is taking place, you can't expect good evaluation from employees. Because this problem when it comes to selection too. What is halo effect? In Sinhala, we call it halo effect, halo palaya. Yes, anybody? Do you remember? Halo effect? This is a serious problem. This problem may occur on the part of the evaluator. In your organization even, so some of evaluators make this mistake. First, we have to accept that type of mistakes will occur, problems may occur. What is halo effect? Halo effect is all about evaluating very high or very low evaluation on all the criteria because one criterion. Understand? Halo effect. It is all about giving very high evaluation or very low evaluation on all the criteria because of one criterion. Understand? For example, there are several criteria to be considered when evaluating employees. One is attendance. So you have to understand attendance of one particular employee is excellent, perfect attendance. So good. Having impressed with that, evaluate that particular employee. So very high on all the other criteria, right? He is very good at on attending, but he is evaluated as excellent on all the other criteria because of so impressive attendance. That is wrong. That's wrong. Central tendency. Also one of the problem. Some of the evaluators will not give enough care to evaluation, especially if they are busy. They don't go for extreme rating. They want to settle in the middle. They do not go for extreme rating, excellent or very poor, but settle in the middle, average, because he's in the safe side, right? Neither good or neither bad. So this is not. So sometimes if the evaluator is supposed to give explanations for extreme ratings, they want to sit so in the middle, right? So they may not go for extreme ratings. So average. So this is a serious problem. How do you mitigate this problem? Let them know that. So first you can discard asking them to give explanation for extreme rating. So no worries. No, do not expect. So that they will give it. Right. So then harshness and leniency. So there are some evaluators who are very harsh. They do not give high marks. There are some other evaluators who are very lenient. So easily give marks. Both are wrong. Recency effect. Right. We understand that this is a serious problem due to retentive power. Many things may forget. Right. So that in order to face that, we can use critical incident method. Ask evaluators to keep some entries with regard to positive and negative readings. Personal prejudices, right? So that is totally discrimination. Personal prejudices, right? Some evaluators give high marks for employees who are coming from the same school, same university, same area, same religion, same gender, same race, nationality. That is totally wrong, right? So do not discriminate anybody based on caste, creed, religion, gender, etc. Give your exact evaluation. Otherwise, it is wrong. Unawareness. If the evaluator does not understand the job well, so he will not be able to understand. So this happens especially if outsider is invited to evaluation. He is unaware of the job. It's not good. So if they are asked to evaluate, first you have to let them know about the job, make them aware of the job. So right. So these are the things I want to discuss. Quite big session. So I discuss with some more speed. Right. With that, I complete discussing performance evaluation. Okay. Right. So I want to know whether you have got any questions with regard to that evaluation. This is a big session. Only takes 2 days to discuss, but we had to discuss within a shorter period of time. So you can go through the lecture note and get that understanding. Right. I want to know whether so you have got any questions. Have got any question or questions?
Sir, is available any mid exam?
Yes, I want to discuss. So we have to do continuous assessment. So as I informed at the very first beginning, you are supposed to sit for midterm test. So I will ask some quizzes up to selection, excluding this session, only up to selection. So that test will consist of 15 questions to be answered within 30 minutes. So it may not be a big deal. It is safe to face the midterm test. The question is, when do you want? How soon can you sit for? When is your exam? When is your exam? You have to do two things. One is the midterm test. The other one is group project, group assignment. So I uploaded the instructions to do a group project. So you have to select a particular company that you have got the access to human resource manager. If you want, you can select your own company. So then you have to have a chat with your HR manager. If there is no HR manager, you have to talk with managers. Having talked, you have to uncover HR related problem or problems. I'm sure that almost all the problems are HR related problems. So that select any problem or problems. I see. Okay. So especially analyze not only the symptoms, but also the root cause of the problem. What are the root causes? Then you have to check whether organization has tried. A minute. All right. Then organization might have tried to solve the problem. So you have to check whether the problem, why the problem has not been solved. If the problem has solved, then you need not worry about. There's no problem, of course. But why the problem has not solved, reason. Then you have to finally suggest the solutions. What are the solutions, right? So you have to use the knowledge we have discussed in order to do the assignment. So you have to do two things, but time does not allow us, so that you have to submit only the report of the presentation, as we do not have time. Right? It's a group project. 5 members are there. I will evaluate based on the quality of the report you submit, plus your midterm test. Right now, how soon you can do it? So time passed so quickly that.
Excuse me.
Huh?
මේ දැනට අපේ ගෲප් හැදිලා තියෙනවා මේ 6 members 6 ගානේ ඉන්නේ.
Oh.
ඒ group එකම කරන්න කමක් නැද්ද?
6 දෙනෙක් ඉන්නවා නේද? Right. How many groups are there? Groups කීයක් තියෙනවද? 3. All right. Okay, no worries. However, so the quality of 6 group should be higher the quality of group with 5 members. නේද? Members ලා වැඩි වෙනකොට quality එකත් වැඩි වෙන්න ඕන හොඳේ. Not the same quality. So there should not have free riders. මම දන්නවා groups වලදී ගොඩාක් වැඩ කරන්නේ එක්කෙනයි දෙන්නයි අනිත් අය free riders ලා. හැමෝටම එකම ලකුණු ලැබෙන්නේ. ඒ නිසා you have to let me the by each. At the end of the page, make a table telling me the contribution of each member. So write down the members' names vertically, then write down their contributions. So what is the percentage? So I determined it may not be exact. Right, 6-member group is okay. Maintain the. So the problem is, when can you submit it? Can you do it within a week? Can you submit within a week? by
Yes, sir.
next. Can you? It's not a big deal. Sooner the better. Can you submit it before next Sunday? Shall I make Sunday evening as the deadline? Is that okay? Tell me, hurry up. Sands are running out. Okay, then, so I decide, so the midnight of Sunday as the deadline. Okay, next. It falls on 12th, no? So before the new year. I think it is not a big deal. If you get together, you can do it well. Right, your midterm test, when can you face it? Can you face the midterm so let's say Friday 10th? Is that okay? You have to take it online.
Sir, is it a quiz? So, right.
It is a quiz. So multiple choice MCQ question paper. You have to just tick. There will be 4 answers for each question. So you have to select the best answer. Only 15 questions to be answered within 30 minutes. Online. It's not a big deal. No writings. No essay type. Multiple choice question, MCQ. So if you get ready for that quiz, so it may help you to sit for your final exam too, because you have to study, no? Same thing. 2 objectives, 2 purposes. Is that okay? Tell me the convenient day. Wednesday or Thursday?
Time, sir.
Huh?
Time.
Time, so I'm sure that you all are employed, no? So that 8 o'clock in the evening? 8 o'clock? After work, you can do it. Being at the same place, you can face it. Or do you want me to set another time? Tell me the convenient time. I am flexible. Tell me. Shall we do it at 8 p.m. on 15th, Wednesday, coming Wednesday? Sorry, not 15th, 8th Wednesday.
සර් වීකෙන්ඩ් එකේ කරන්න අමාරුයි සර්.
Weekend day. When? Next Saturday?
ඔව් සර් මේ අපි එනකොට සමහර දවස්වල 7:00 8 වෙන දවසුත් තියෙනවා.
එහෙමනම් ලබන සතියේ සෙනසුරාදා එන්නේ 11 රෑ 7ට නැත්නම් 8ට? Oh,
Yeah,
it
is good, sir.
Huh? 8 is good, no? Right. So shall we fix it at 8 Saturday?
Okay.
Okay. So I will ask your office people to upload the questionnaire to your LMS. So you have to get the access. So exactly at 8 you will be able to get the access. So otherwise I will give you the password. Okay. So either password or exact time. So you'll be notified in advance. Right. Then you have to submit your report on so Sunday 12th, because so I don't mind extending it, but the problem is I have to submit your CA marks to the office, so it may be too late otherwise. When your exam start?
26th April.
25th. Okay, right. So that I can give CA marks in advance, so you can get some understanding how many marks you have to take from the exam in order to get A plus. Okay. Shall you do it in that way?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can we take 6 members for a group? We have already have a group with 6 members.
Okay, okay, no worries. So normally I allow students to have 5 member, but so based on your request, I can allow 6-member group. But however, remember the quality of 6-member group should be greater than the quality of 5-member group. When the number of participants get increased, quality of those should get increased. So you can have 6-member group or 5-member groups as you like. Anyway, there are 3 groups. So who is the who is the group representative?
Sir, Mama.
Right. So can you send me the list of groups? There are 3
Can, sir.
groups, no? So I want to know the names of the members of each group with their index numbers.
Sir, I will send you.
Right. So send me in advance. I want to evaluate based on the quality. Okay. Right. It will be added to your final exam. So what is your good name, Dua?
Sumudu.
Sumudu. Sumudu. So have you got my email address or WhatsApp number?
Sir, I have WhatsApp number.
Right. So you can WhatsApp then, no?
Okay, sir.
Okay. So at the same time, if you can email, it's quite easy for me. I will give my email address to my name, Aruna S. Gamage. Arun S. Gamage at sjp.ac.lk. Arun S. Gamage. So this is, take it down. Because Aruna S. Gamage, that is my name, at SJP, Sri Jayawardhanapura, AC Academic, LK. Right. Okay. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
Right. So send it in advance. Right. Ask each and everybody of your groups to complete CA marks. Otherwise, it will be a problem for them to get through the exam to earn required credits. If you have any problem with regard to midterm test, your group project or exam, please contact me. Right? We have solution for each problem. Right, then your midterm test will be on 11th Saturday at 8 o'clock. Submission of your group report is on Sunday 12th midnight. Okay, so you can do your report group projects collectively. So you have to let me know the contribution of each and every member. So you are getting group marks. From midterm test, so you can earn 10 marks for your final evaluation. I'll give 15 marks, but converted to 10. Right, 15 multiple choice questions to be answered within 30 minutes. So it will be uploaded to the LMS. Go through the LMS, visit your LMS, get information. I have already so uploaded the instructions to do your group project Okay. If you have any questions, please contact me at any time. Right. So finally, I want to wish you all the best in all your endeavors. If you need any help, please let me know. Again, there is another session to be conducted, but we may not have time. It is on training and development. Very important. Very important. So I will upload the lecture material. You go through it. But if you badly in need of conducting a session, please let me know. I am ready to conduct any lecture at your convenience. Training and development. You can do it by yourself. So it is okay. I will upload the lecture material to LMS. Okay. But if you want me to conduct a session of training and development, please let me know with the time. Contact your group representative Sumudu, no?
Yes, sir.
Right. You discuss with your group members and let me know whether you need a lecture on training and development or whether you can do it by yourself. I will upload the lecture material now.
Okay.
Right. With that, I want to conclude our series of sessions. Of course, I was so happy to conduct some lectures on human resource management with you. Only problem is we did not have enough time to complete. We had 20 out of that we could complete only 9. We missed one. Uh, so that time is not quite enough to discuss a subject like human resource management, so big, descriptive, but very practical, very, very important. Unlike others, so things you use, discuss, are immensely useful to make your career life success. Right, anyhow, something is better than nothing. This is eye-opener. You are not going to be HR for if you want, you can become, whether you like or not, you have to work as a human resource manager too. Right, students understand you can become anyone you can think of, you can become anyone you can dream of, whatever your mind can conceive, you can achieve. That I believe. Your passion is very important for anything. So even to learn a language, even to learn particular subject, your passion is very important. So that is number one. So if you have so burning desire, strong desire, so you can become anyone you can. Right? If you want to become a human resource professional, if you have a strong desire, burning desire, unwavering desire, I'm sure that you can do it. I used to get A plus for this particular subject. It's not a big deal. Those who work hard, those who go through my lecture notes, here to my watch my so Zoom recordings, I'm sure that you can get A plus. It is not a big deal. Right. Finally, I want to wish you all the best in your all endeavors. As I made a genuine attempt to teach you so basics or principles of human resource management. Right. Finally, I want to wish you all the best in your all endeavors. If you have anything to say, so this is the time. Otherwise, we are going to say goodbye. Have you got anything to say? Did you learn anything?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How about the others?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, you are welcome. You are welcome. Right. So I was so pleased. I was so pleased to teach basics of principles of human resource management to a group like you. You are so one of my best groups that I have ever met. Right. Keep it up. So do your best and the God will do the rest. Okay. Right. Thank you once again. Thank you very much.
Sir.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
For attendance.
Okay. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. You are welcome. Welcome.
Sir, attendance.
Oh, yes, yes, yes. So wait a minute, wait a minute. Do not leave. Do not leave. I have to mark the attendance of. So wait a minute. Yes.